Hello guys, it's me, Butterfly Spirit, aka Michelle. So, I'm making this video today because I had a thought. And that thought kind of turned into a question. And that question is is spirituality just a trend to some people out here? And you know, everywhere I seem to look, it seems like spirituality is being turned into a trend. For example, on my Facebook, there was, I guess, a family member of mine. And she was talking about, the universe or whatever. Another person was talking about, good vibes. Another person was talking about meditation. But these people are Christians. These are people who do not believe in spirituality. They would call it demonic. Okay. And, I think that there's a lot of people out there who are doing that. They're using these, sexy terms, universe, inner self and stuff like that. But they don't even know what that is. They don't even believe in it because when they go to church on Sunday, it's not even, being discussed by their pastor, whoever, and whoever's leading their church. Okay. So we got Christians out here using these spiritual terms, especially meditation, especially to talk about good vibes or inner self and stuff like that. Okay. There are other people who are basically going and masquerading to be spiritual. So these are people who they'll go buy a bunch of crystals and then they'll post them on social media to show people, hey, I got this new clear quartz, or hey, I got this amethyst, or I got, this black tourmaline or whatever, or this selenite crystal, and I just bought this and stuff because they found out it's something that spiritual people do. But then they're buying it because they want to be associate with a group of people who are, doing stuff that people find to be trendy, So, of course, they're going to go out and buy crystals because they think, oh my gosh, this makes me look spiritual. There's people also who will be doing stuff like taking pictures of synchronicities and saying, oh man, I'm spiritual because I seen this, this synchronicity. Oh, I seen 113. So, oh, I'm spiritual. Or I seen 1010. Or I'm spiritual. I seen 1111. This is a big one that people use. I seen 1111 and I'm spiritual and this and that other. But the thing is that what people don't know is that there is meanings behind synchronicities, but they don't know. They're just using it because other people they know are talking about it, And you all know what I mean. When, you got friends that are doing something, like if you got a friend that is into baseball, you're going to be into baseball because they're your best friend. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do it because you want to keep that, bond with your friend. You know what I'm saying? Because then they won't be your friend if they don't, you don't have commonalities with them, So, you got people who are embracing this spiritual stuff because their friends are doing it. And they think if I just have the image of what my friend is doing, then I'm going to surely get it. But that's not true. You're not going to unless you go on your own personal spiritual journey to do it. Okay. So, what do I mean by your own personal spiritual journey? I mean, you actually take the steps to be spiritual. Step number 1, turn the damn TV off. Okay. Turn it off because real spiritual people do not look at TV. They don't get programmed, okay? They don't do that. So they don't go and binge watch what's a popular episode out here? Game of Thrones. They don't binge watch Game of Thrones, okay? They don't binge watch Empire, okay? They don't do that because spiritual people know that that is programming. What's programming? It's stuff that gets you to behave and act a certain way and to get, things get you to believe that things are supposed to be like that, okay? Basically that, let's see, what's another thing that spiritual people do? Yes, spiritual people do wear crystals, but they wear crystals in order to help them on their spiritual journey, to solve certain problems for them, or to help them solve the problems. So, for example, if you have a person who has trouble with negativity, what they'll do is they'll go and they'll buy black tourmaline. Okay, they buy black tourmaline or there's another one, black obsidian or something like that, because they may have trouble with a lot of negative energy coming at them, either from, from outside sources or maybe coming from inside of them. So they want to do that. But yes, spiritual people go and get crystals for certain reasons. And then they try to work on those things that are issues. And they try to work those things out. Non-spiritual people just go get crystals just to show the damn things off. That's literally what they do. Oh, I got this crystal, I got that crystal. Okay, but a spiritual person actually uses it. Okay. Now, another thing I noticed is that people are, trying to say, well, oh, I'm spiritual and I'm this and I'm that. But, the problem with saying you're spiritual is people really do not define what spiritual is. You got some people who think they're spiritual because, they're Christian and they go to church every Sunday. And they think, they're doing rituals in church and they think that makes them spiritual and closer to Jesus or whatever. When in reality, we have no proof that Jesus really existed. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have proof that your grandparents existed, because you can go back in your family tree and find out and have people who knew him and have pictures of him and everything. But with Jesus, we don't have any pictures, okay? We ain't got nothing like that, okay? We don't have pictures of the Christian God either. We don't have anything of that. We don't have any pictures of any of the people who were in the Bible. Now you might say, oh, we got our pictures. Okay, yeah, there's pictures that people drew up, but they're not really real. Okay, now real spiritual people, what they know is they know the truth about Christianity, Judaism, and all that stuff. They know what that organized religion. They know that that's bullshit. They know because they did their research. Okay, this is what a real spiritual person knows. Now, a person who is saying they're spiritual but they're really not, there are people who are probably Christian people who are just trying on spirituality because it is a trend. They're not willing to go out and do real stuff. You can actually tell. It's easy for me to tell. In these spiritual groups that I'm a part of, I can tell that there's people who are Christians. I can tell. I can see from these people's responses that they're just, they're closet spiritualists. Okay? Basically, when you, I guess closet spiritualists, I'll say that. A closet spiritualist where you're a person of organized religion. You might be a Christian, Jewish, or whatever, okay? Muslim, whatever, right? You might be that. But, when you're around certain people, like if you're a part of like a group for spirituality, like for example, I'm a part of Ryan Cropper's Friends on Facebook, and that's a spiritual group, right? So you got people on there who are pretending to be spiritual. They're closet spiritualists. When they own their type of shit in the group, then they're spiritual. But then in their real actual life, when you go and see them, they won't say, 2 words to you. Okay? They won't even do that. They're walking around with a cross. You know what I'm saying? Going to church every Sunday and stuff, or whatever. Now, to me, if you got people dabbling in spirituality, but they're a Christian, it means that they have doubt to me. Okay? Literally. Let's see. What else do real spiritual people do? Real spiritual people meditate. When I say meditate, hey, you got some people who can meditate for hours. Me, I can't do no hours. I can't do it. I can do probably hour and 45 minutes maybe or something like that, depending on how I feel, between different meditations and stuff, which is what I can do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I like to do like a 30-minute meditation. Sometimes I like to do a shorter meditation, like a 7-minute meditation to, to my chakras or something like that, But I actually use this stuff because it's actually helping me through meditation. It actually helps because I can tell when I need to meditate, to get myself centered and back into that order. I can actually tell, okay? That's something I can actually do, and know. I'm not just a person who, I'm saying on Facebook, oh, I meditate and I lucid dream, I astral project, damn near knowing that they don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, let's take astral projection, for example. Me, have I astral projected? No, I haven't astral projected. I've lucid dreamed. How I lucid dream? I've done it through, I had a basis of meditation. So I meditated for a while before I even knew what I was doing in my dreams. It was lucid dreaming. I had no idea. I had little things in my dreams coming up and stuff, became, conscious and stuff like that. But, I really didn't know at first what it was until my fiance kind of told me, well, this is what lucid dreaming is and this and other. And I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? There's people who are big pretenders. They're saying they're astral projecting, but they can't even tell you how to astral project. Or, what they saw or where they went or they met people in the astrals. They can't even tell you that. To me, I would think you need to work your way up to astral projection. You can't just get it in one foul swoop. Now, if you're a kid and you ain't got no programming, no rules, attached to you, no prejudices or anything like that, you love people, you're open and stuff like that, or whatever, yeah, kids can astral project pretty easy, because they don't have anything that's restraining them or preventing them from, using their third eye actively and stuff like that. They don't have stuff like that. Adults, we do, because we have been programmed. We got all this stuff coming at us and stuff. People telling us what to do, how to be, what to believe, what kind of clothes to wear, everything. You get that from your family. Okay, that's what programming is. You get it from the media too. That's programming as well. If you go through so many years or 20 years or more of all this programming, and then all of a sudden, you come to the point where you want to be spiritual, like something, you have an apocalypse, something that wakes your ass up. And then you start to realize, damn, this old shit is not benefiting me. So you go on a spiritual journey. Go on that spiritual journey, you start to do shit. You start to get a reality check. You start to see the outside world for what it is. People for who they are. Sometimes, you're not going to like to see people in a certain way. Maybe you love these people, and like for me, for example, I have that happen where personally it'd be something where, people in my family, a lot of them are Christians. I'm not a Christian. So because I'm not a Christian, then it's tough, you know what I'm saying? And it's tough to kind of relate things that I'm doing. And I can't really do that because I got people in my family who are organized religion. They're Christians and they believe in the Bible and they think that it's significant and that Jesus did something and whatever. But then I know through my research that Jesus didn't exist. John the Baptist didn't exist. None of the people in the Bible existed. Okay. And I get that. I don't know because I actually read the Bible and read stuff and I understand what these people that are Christians, what they are following. They don't know what they're following because they're too afraid to open the book. People would be right to be scared with the Old Testament, but the New Testament is a lot like the Old Testament. It is a lot like it. There's a lot of heinous shit in the Bible. It actually is. When you open the book up and read it, you're going to start to, be wondering if you're a Christian, you're like, what the hell am I following? Why aren't the people in my church telling me about this stuff? You're going to start to wonder. But thing is that if you really want to go on a path, like a real life spiritual journey, you're going to start to learn things about yourself, other people, things. You're going to start to do research. You're going to read books. You're going to find like-minded people just like yourself. Now, the tough thing is that when it comes to trying to find, people who get it, you know what I'm saying? That's the toughest thing to find because, who knows? You're probably surrounded by a bunch of Christian people, a bunch of Muslim people, a bunch of Jewish people. And you got out of it, but then everybody else is like this and stuff like that, and you're trying to talk to them and you can't. It's tough. Being spiritual is tough. It's not something that's a cakewalk that's easy, through something where you can just, manifest shit out of, thin air. It's not something that happens like that. Manifest millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? It's not something like that. Spirituality is something where it is a journey. It's something where you do learn shit. You do. And there's so many people who try to make it seem like, it's, oh, if I become spiritual, then all this stuff, all this great stuff is going to happen to me. And whatever. It's all going to be magical and this and that, whatever. No, you get a reality check when you become spiritual. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that spiritual people do. You got some people who are spiritual, they will practice, eating clean. Not every spiritual person has to, but some of them may eat clean, meaning, they eat, fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, pure protein and stuff like that, You don't have to be, spiritual and force yourself to be a vegan or anything. You don't have to do all that. You don't got to. You could be spiritual in the way that you want to be. But a lot of spiritual people, the really true spiritual people, they actually know the truth about organized religion. And they know that they, if they're coming out of it, they know they have to restructure their life into something new and different, you know. And I mean, it can be tough coming out of something like Christianity, like I did, and you have to learn how to live your life and deal with the fact that a lot of the people you know would call what you do demonic because they don't even understand it and they haven't even researched it, you know. And really, being spiritual is not demonic. But, you know, in this video, what I wanted to illustrate is that, you know, there is the person who's really, truly spiritual, and then there's the person who's not really. You know, there's people who are following a trend, you know what I'm saying? The same thing as if, you know, you got this, you know, this new shirt that, you know, people are walking around wearing. Well, you're going to have people just want to walk around and wear that shirt just because, you know, everybody else is wearing it, you know. And with spirituality, it seems like people are trying to be, you know, follow spirituality and stuff because other people are doing it, not because they really want to, but because they want to be accepted it and loved by people that are doing it. You know what I'm saying? One thing I think would be challenging though is if you're somebody and you're pretending to be spiritual because, let's say, you got a boyfriend or girlfriend who's spiritual and stuff like that, and you're trying to pretend to be that, well, you can't really be, you know, the pretending is going to get to a limit because you're not going to be able to go fully that. Because if, you know, you got a girlfriend and boyfriend who's actually spiritual and then, you know, they think you're into it, then they're, you know, that's going to put a strain in a relationship, basically, where, you know, like, for example, they might, you know, really like meditating for 3 or so hours, and they're going to think, oh, you're spiritual too. Oh, you're going to want to meditate for 3 hours with me, you know. And, you know, for you, you're going to get tired out of trying to pretend and do stuff, you know. Hell, people pretend about shit all the time in real life, you know what I'm saying, where they, you know, in their day-to-day life, where they're act one way and are, you know, really a completely different way. But, you know, I just really am making this video because I noticed that people are taking spirituality to be a trend. It's something that's sexy. It's something that a lot of people are doing. But then when spirituality goes out and it's not popular anymore, then what they're going to do is they're going to be going on to the next motherfucking thing that's out there. Okay? Basically. You know, whatever the next popular thing is. You know, it's like a lot of people are pretending, you know, like they're flocking after popular shit just like they did in high school. But high school only lasts so long to the point where you gonna move on to something else. We would hope people do, but some people can't. They can't move past, you know, the material stuff. You know, they can't move past it because, you know, it's who they are. And it's okay if you want to be materialistic and a part of the matrix. That's fine, you know. Also, another thing that spiritual people know is they, So another thing that spiritual people know is they know there's a matrix. You know, they know that, you know, we're in this simulation, you know, and that, you know, that, you know, people have energy, you know, and they are, you know, we're a part of it, and we got things that are impacting us, and we know the truth about things like demons actually being real, you know, and you have your own demons really real, you know, and you having, you know, things like blocks or negative chords, we know that exists, you know, but people pretending they don't know that shit, they're just in with what's popular, basically. But I wanted to make this video because the truth is that, you know, there's a lot of, you know, closet spiritualists, what I like to say, you know, people who online, they're spiritual, whatever, you know, on social media, but then in real life, they're just, you know, a person part of organized religion, who probably is doubting or like doubting the religion, or it's just a person who is fully into a religion, but, you know, that religion that they're in doesn't really offer them an out, but they want to be a part of something without telling other people they know that they're a part of it. You know, like, for example, if you got a person who's a Christian and they, you know, they find spirituality interesting, you know, and they start trying to practice spiritual stuff, like, let's say, meditation or whatever. But then again, they know full blown well that they never tell anybody in their family or friends that they're meditating because they know that people in their church, their family, or what have you will think they're demonic. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I made this video because, you know, I think that a lot of people think spirituality is a trend, and they're just trying to just jump on a bandwagon because everybody else is doing it. But I already know full blown well that, you know, once spirituality goes out of style, then they're going to be on to something else. But what I really think people need to do is, instead of faking being spiritual, just be who you are authentically. If you're a Christian, be a Christian. You know, if you're a Jew, be a Jew. You know, if you're Muslim, be Muslim. You know, be comfortable with that. Be it fully. But what I advise you to do is that, you know, if you're having doubts about it, get serious about it and read about it. You know, read about it and see why you have that doubt. You know, because maybe the religion is truly not for you, but if you don't have the confidence to transcend it and get out of the religion, you'll never be able to take advantage and fully be comfortable with, like, let's say if you want to become spiritual or whatever and get away from religion, you'll never be comfortable with that. You know, I think the mark of a spiritual person is somebody who is able to speak openly about their real experience of being spiritual and sharing it with people and not being afraid and not hiding in the closet and being afraid of what people are going to think. Personally, that is a mark of a spiritual person, where you are front and center and letting people see you. You know, there's a lot of naysayers out there of organized religion who are, yeah, they're going to be against you if you say you're spiritual and you're not Christian, Muslim, or Jewish, whatever. But then again, you know, they shouldn't be saying about you anyway if they're not serious about their own religion. Plain and simple. So, thank you for watching my video. I'm Butterfly Spirit, aka Michelle, and I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye bye.